Hello and welcome to another episode of Contemporary Living. We really want, and we're live. That's a good thing. We're live right now. And we want to thank you for sharing your Sunday with us because you know what? We realize that you could be anywhere right now at this time. And the fact that you've chosen to spend time with us speaks highly of you. And we really do appreciate that. So, hello and happy Sunday. So, how's your week been? What's been going on in your week?
My
Well,
week was good. I had a great week, sweetie. You looking good over there with your cat
well,
skin
you
on?
know, it's what I do. No. So your week
Uh,
has been good.
yeah,
You know,
my week has been great. We had a great time at church today. Today's been wonderful. We had a wonderful week. I'm looking forward to this
absolutely.
upcoming week as well.
Yep. Well, you know what else has been going on, or actually not going on, but going up. How about those gas prices? I want to ask. Andre, is anyone seeing any relief out there?
I lost you. I lost you. I lost my help. I think you hit the cord. My wife having technical difficulties. There you go. You
Yeah,
back?
they didn't want to. They didn't want to hear my joke, but it is funny. But I saw this. I saw this on Facebook. Yeah, there's little technical difficulties there. Uh, I saw this on Facebook, and it said, you know, where you. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I know, you know, where I'm from in the shy. You know, you give somebody $5 for gas, $10 for gas, and you can get around a little. You know, they can take you, you know, on a few errands. But now that is not it. You can't go nowhere. You are not going anywhere with $10 in your gas. Now you have to give people like $20. Give me $20 to take you to the store. So
Well,
everything is up. But you know what the sad part about, or the sadder part about that, Andre, is not only do we feel this at the gas pump as consumers, but it also trickles down into or trickles up into the larger economy. So anything, you know, that's being transported is going to require, you know, that requires fuel. It's going to hit
mhm.
you. Airline prices are up. If you got to transport your, if you have to to transfer food, now your food cost is up. And oh, my beloved Amazon.
Yes, everything is up, but hey, but I'm looking forward to our guest tonight. I'm
Absolutely,
definitely,
but you
I'm
got
sure
to
he's
give
going to
those.
guide us and and give us some direction tonight, as far as the finances and the high inflation and stuff like that. But we need to get started and get into the housekeeping notes right quick.
Yeah, so let's get into those housekeeping notes.
All right, we'd like to welcome everybody to Contemporary Living, where we provide lifestyle solutions for everyday people. I am one of your hosts, Andre Hill, and that's my beautiful wife, Melissa. And hey, Christy, I see you out there. I see you spoke.
Hey,
So,
Christy.
yeah. So, right now, we're broadcasting live worldwide on the E360 network. Also, if you want to follow us each and every Sunday, you can stream on you can download the E360 app on Roku. If you got Apple TV, if you have Amazon Fire, or if you have a cell phone, you can download the E360 app on your Android or your iPhone. Also, you may be watching us live now from Facebook Live. Please feel free to share this video tonight, and also you can go ahead and like it. We'd definitely appreciate it if you're on Facebook and join the conversation tonight. Also, if you're following us on YouTube tonight, you can please, as my boy Willie D would say, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Please hit the subscribe button. And we are looking forward to a beautiful night as well. And I'm looking forward tonight, Melissa, to our guests. I'm looking forward
All
to hearing
right.
what he has to
So you
say.
ready to get into it?
Hey, I'm ready to get into it. Let's do this.
All right. So Armand McCarroll is a senior marketing director at World Financial Group and registered representative for Transamerica Financial Advisors. Armand has more than 20 years of planning, sales, and management experience. He has worked as a planner for American Express and Prudential Financial. As a financial consultant, he specialized in helping clients realize and achieve their financial goals. Currently, in his role as Senior Director for Transamerica Financial Advisors, he continues to coach and educate his clients towards financial independence. Additionally, his responsibilities include recruiting talented individuals who want to pursue part and full-time careers in the financial services industry. So if you are in the market to do that, listen up tonight. Armand routinely does workshops for church, civic, and business organization. Mr. Carroll's office is in the south suburbs of Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, and he also resides in the south suburbs. He is married to his wonderful wife, Lana, and they have 3 children. Armin believes that when you have the education and you know better, then you should be able to do better. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Armand McCarroll.
All right.
There
Mr.
he is.
McCarroll, how's it going?
I love that commercial. Woo, man.
Like Andre would say, the man, the myth, the legend.
Right.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, what's all those awards you got behind you?
Oh, man, that ain't nothing, man.
It ain't nothing.
Helping a lot of families. That's all. Helping a lot of families.
That's what's up. And you know what? We definitely want to help a lot of families tonight. You know, looking at the economy, people are in pain. And that's just the good to honest truth. People are in pain. They don't have answers. They don't know what to do. And so we're hoping to, you know, plant some seeds to help them grow, to help them just start. But before we do all that, we know you did not just, you know, become 1 year old and say, you know what, I am a financial consultant advisor. That's what I am at the age of 1. So give us just a small little background about your origin story and how you came into the financial services industry.
Man, great question. So yeah, I won't take you all the way back to when I was born. I'll kind of speed it up. A little bit. So grew up in South Side of Chicago, like we said, and spent probably about 8 years of my life in Mississippi. And that was, let me just say, that was a turning point, because when I first went to Mississippi, we had no running water. And those of you who are from the South know we lived in a shotgun house. So when you guys, like, you can stand at the front door and look all the way through to the back door. And so we lived in a farm, and it just really made me so appreciative of the things that we had. And so I was that kid who spent the summers in Chicago, but during the school year, I was in Mississippi. And so then after I graduated from high school, got a couple scholarships to Jackson State, Alcorn, decided not to pursue those, and came up here to go to school. And so, believe it or not, I have an engineering degree, Roosevelt University.
Roosevelt.
That's my alma mater.
Yes.
I think I'm a little bit older than you, Melissa. So that was 1986. So anyway.
No. Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. And so, you know, just like most people, started out in corporate America, worked at Honeywell, did about 9 years at AT&T, and just decided that I wanted to pursue something different, pursue more of an entrepreneurial spirit, got involved in recruiting, got involved in real estate, and end up basically leaving corporate America and was running my own real estate company, brokering, buying, selling, all that good stuff. And it was through that real estate experience that I realized that most people don't have a working understanding of finance. I can remember, you guys can remember back in the, you know, like 2014, 2015, you know, real estate was hot, and people were just buying real estate because somebody had told them that they needed to do that. But they didn't understand the tax implications. They didn't even understand why they were buying it. They didn't understand that it was a part of a plan, an overall plan. And so it was at that moment that I decided to seek out the financial services industry, and I did. And so for 9 of the 15 years that I was in real estate, I did real estate and financial education simultaneously. and it was wonderful. And so then 2008 came. I was a landlord. I was, I had a bunch of properties. 2008 hit, and it just went to hell. And so I just decided at that point that I was going to focus all of my attention on financial education and kind of leave the real estate industry behind. And that's where it's been so far. And I haven't looked back, have no desire to get back in real estate at all, and just really enjoying making a difference. I just, my goal is that I leave this world and the people that I deal with better than they were before they met me.
Amen.
So did you keep your license, your real estate license, or you just got rid of it totally?
It was so crazy, Andre. I can remember as if it was yesterday. It was one night. My MLS fees were due. My car fees were due. All that stuff was due. And and at that time, my financial services business was doing really well, because one of the things that I realized is that financial services is residual. Real estate is not, unless you're a landlord.
Right.
And I had really just got burned out on being a landlord. I've had as many as like 42 units at one time. And so no, I let all of that stuff go.
So I know a lot of people, like you said, a lot of us, we're happy just to buy a house. And what me and Melissa been learning is we don't like to pick up a liability. And a house can be a liability the way we see it, because it's coming out of our pocket to pay the monthly mortgage or what have you. So a lot of people, they are happy just to have a house, but we look at it from a different, you correct me if I'm wrong. Now we're more so on what asset can we get to pay for this liability? Is it best to buy a multifamily home versus buying a house, or is it just best just to have a house and just live in your house?
Well, it just really, that's a good question. It just really depends on your goals. I have twin sons, and I have a daughter that lives in California, and my sons are 24, and we just made an offer on a property, and their first property is going to be a 4-unit. So nice. I'm a real big believer in multi-units. So Andre, coming up, I was just like you. I wanted to have enough property and income coming in that it paid for my house.
Yes.
That was my goal. But then, things changed, life changed. And in 2008, I just kind of put that on the back burner. And so now building this company, building this business inside of Transamerica has become a passion. And I enjoy it.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. I can tell your stuff. You ready to roll tonight. I can see it in your eyes. So I got to ask you, what, in your opinion, is the current state of America in debt, especially when it comes to the African-American community?
Well, oh my God, man, we can do a whole 2-hour segment on that. As African-Americans, we're the largest consumers. We spend billions and billions of dollars a year on stuff, but yet when it comes to investing and saving, we're the lowest on the totem pole. And so one of the things, I don't know if you can see my desk here on this box here. You can't really see it, but it's a box of cut up credit cards. And one of the things that I try to get people to see is that, if you got a 21-22% interest credit card, what asset in your portfolio is making 21-22%? But you're paying that.
Right.
And so, I think one of the passions that I have is that, listen, not everybody is going to hear, but educating about how the wealthy have looked at money and looked at finance for years is one of the things that we just need to continue to do. And if we got one person or we got 1 million watching, we're going to try to touch as many people as we can.
Yeah, and I noticed, not to cut my wife off, I'm sorry, man. but you hit on something about the wealthy. And I seen that we have mutual friends in Dr. James Dentley.
Oh my God, that's crazy. If you can't even see this, but
oh wow!
Right on my desk. We absolutely love.
So he was talking about generational wealth, and he was talking about when we went to his documentary a couple of weeks ago.
I was there.
Oh, were you?
I was there. Wow. So Robbie Matthews, which was one of the speakers,
I know Robbie. Yeah,
that's one of my business partners.
I just
Is
met
that right?
Robbie. Yeah. Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was talking about having a 1,000-year plan. And we were like, man, we barely think a week out, a month out, but a 1,000-year plan, you're talking about building generational wealth on top of generational wealth.
And
Go ahead, Melissa.
No, I was gonna say, and right now, Dr. Claude Anderson, says that African Americans are only 0.5% of all the wealth. 0.5 of 1%. Do you know how small that is?
Absolutely. But you know what? I think it's generational. Having talked to hundreds of thousands of people, listen, we don't know what we don't know.
Yes.
And so if our parents, listen, my mother, God bless her soul, I lost my mother in 2016, but she was by no stretch of the imagination a financial genius, but she taught little stuff like, baby, don't spend all the money you make. If you make $1, put away 15 cents. And so I think for the most part, we tend to grow up in environments where just those parents or grandparents just didn't know.
Right. Everyone was doing, I seem to believe, the very best that they can. But
absolutely,
with the internet, with technology, with the resources that we have at our hands right now, it's no longer an excuse. You have to be willing to change. I guess that's one thing. You have
or we can look at it from this standpoint. I look at it from the standpoint of slavery. These are the consequences of slavery as well. I look at it from this standpoint as well. Considering that a lot of wealth that was robbed from the Black communities, considering that we couldn't be educated, it was against the law to educate us, and we can go get into a whole different dynamics with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but so I think everybody have a valid point, but definitely, yeah.
Well, and to that point, Andre, it's interesting in this. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, and not to mention bad stuff, but that whole Bernie Madoff situation.
Oh yes.
You listen, you didn't, and I know we got a diverse crowd here, but we didn't hear any white people saying, "Oh my God, I'm never going to do business with white people again."
Right.
But in our community, if that had happened,
oh wow,
the first thing our people would have said, see what happens, and I'm never doing business with blacks again.
Oh wow.
And so that we have trust issues. And granted, and just like you said, it's going all the way back to a long time ago. So hopefully we can get past that.
Absolutely, we can get past that. And
absolutely,
and I think that point was an eye opener because I'm in a lot of Black business rooms, groups and things like that. And when people get bad service one time, that message spreads so quick, so fast. It's pretty amazing how it happens. But I want you to tell us, because let's tell people how they can lift themselves up. What's trending in the financial industry? So what are you seeing out there? What's working right now?
So that's a good question. So what's working is active education, active knowledge. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, not so much taking everything you own and throwing it into something, but taking a little baby steps. Let me tell you what I mean. I heard a statistic which blew me away that 84% of all Americans, if they had a $400 emergency, couldn't handle it. Right. So one of the things that we talk about is having an emergency fund. If COVID didn't teach us anything else, we need to have some sort of reserves, 3 to 6 months. So what I've learned, Melissa, is that saving and investing, much like spending, is a habit. And so if I can get my clients putting away $25 a week, $100 a month, whatever, then I can create that habit for them and they'll do it for the rest of their lives. And so what I encourage people to do is, one, don't believe that the banks and the government are going to take care of you when it comes to investing and making a future for yourself. They're not. They're not. You have to get the knowledge and be able to take that knowledge and apply it for your own life. Because listen, if you don't listen, there in the 70s, 9 out of 10 companies had pension plans. Today it's one out of 10. And so all we have to depend on is our own savings. I'm not going to even say Social Security, but if we look at Robbie.
Hey, Robbie.
we spoke Robbie up, huh?
Yeah. That's crazy. And so just taking action. I'm sure we're going to have some more questions, and I got some specific things, but just taking action and not just saying, well, that was some good information, but it doesn't apply to me. It does apply.
Right. And just to your point, like you said, habits are so important. And it's the same thing that you learn and people want to change their diet, they want to change their lifestyle, they want healthy eating, and they want to change their exercise routine. It's all habits. And like you said, if I can convince somebody to save $25 a week or a month as opposed to $250 a week or a month, and if you can just start there, like you said, that's wonderful. You can grow from there, I believe.
Absolutely you can. I tell my young people, I give them this number. I said, listen, in your 20s, if you could put away $267, you heard this, Melissa, if you can put away $267 a month and you can get a 6 to an 8% rate of return, by the time you're in your 60s, you'll be a millionaire.
Right.
That compound interest is no joke.
Absolutely.
Man, time is definitely on your side when you're younger. We're trying to teach that to our grandkids. We're trying to teach that to our nieces and nephews. Just start small now with your little allowance that you do have.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. But you had asked me about some specific things. So one of the things that I want to kind of talk about, and we talked about it earlier, is that in this market, listen, we've had almost a 13, 14-year bull run. The market has been great. And so now we're experiencing a pullback, and people just don't know how to react to that. But let me be the first to tell you that you do not have to lose money. There are programs, there are things out there where you can put money in. Your principal will always be safe, and you will never lose a dime. And it pays way better than the 0.0039 that the banks are paying.
Right.
So that's the one thing that I would tell your listeners.
Mr. McCarroll, I think you're looking at my notes because that was next on my. I was going to ask you, how do we not lose money in today's current market? And I want people to take notes on this. There's a product. There's something called indexing. Indexing. So we've heard of the NASDAQ. We've heard of the S&P, the Dow Jones, the Russell. We've heard all of those. Well, all of the major people that are on Wall Street, what are they always trying to do? Beat the indexes, beat the market. So there are programs where you can invest or invest directly or indirectly into those indexes. They have them. There are things called indexed annuities. You even have, I don't know if you've heard of this, indexed universal life. And so all of these concepts, Andre, you can put money in, and listen, you never lose. Your principal is always safe, but as that underlying index rises, your money rises. But when the index decreases and goes down, your money locks in and you never lose a dime. Wow.
That is something. It kind of leads, I think, Andre, into my next question. So how do we use life insurance? Because I saw one of your posts and you just explained how this individual had a life insurance. She was able to get riders for her children. How are you able to use life insurance for more than just death benefits? And explain the importance of life insurance, because a lot of people don't even feel the need to have, like, they know it's important, but they don't make it a priority. So can you touch on that? Yeah.
Well, again, it goes back to education. So, back when our grandparents and our great grandparents bought insurance, it was for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was for funeral costs. And so unfortunately, that idea has come up through the generations. One of the things that we teach is life insurance is one of the most inexpensive, guaranteed ways to create generational wealth, because it's pennies on the dollar. And so one of the things that we talk about is, you've heard of this concept of infinite banking, velocity banking, whatever you want to.
Yes, we heard of that.
Yep. And that's a concept that's, I mean, it's in the United States tax code. I mean, if you look up 7702, you know, and Andre, if I had sent you my slides, that would have been in there. But this it's right in there that the government does not treat life insurance as an investment, which means you can use it to stash money. You can use it to flip real estate. Listen, you can even use it to put money in for your kids' college and never have to put it on a FAFSA. And so what we're trying to do is just show people, listen, life insurance is more, way more than just a death benefit. And to take that a step further, there are life insurance policies out there now where you could have a death benefit, long-term care, disability, all in one policy.
Wow.
And so the industry, the products have changed so much. So what I would do is I would encourage your listeners, if they haven't looked at their stuff, they need to have an evaluation. Absolutely.
Yeah, I seen Christy said that's some good information.
Yeah, that's some real good.
And then we know one thing about it: death is certain. I think we was watching A-Lux the other day. They said life has 100% death rate.
100%.
I heard somebody said that death gives life all its pleasure, or something like that. I was like, oh.
The fact that you know you're gonna check out of here one day, enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So guess what? We're at we 30 minutes in.
Top of the hour.
You said it was gonna go fast.
Yep.
Yes. So we're gonna take a commercial break, but when we get back, we're gonna ask you about the repercussions of not planning for the future. What are the repercussions?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So we'll be right back. So in about 2 minutes, if that.
All right, and we're back. As you guys can see our commercial, we had T2C2 Sip Nation at T2C2SipNation.com for Shiro and Farm Hill Coffees. You had the second annual Uncorked Wine event. We're celebrating women veterans. You don't have to be a woman veteran to attend. And that's going to be August 7th from 2 to 5 at Lakeshore Campground in Portage, Indiana. And then for all of your real estate needs, contact Andre, the realtor, or Realtor Andre Hill, however you want to.
I appreciate the love.
No problem. You pay for it, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, the commercials cost.
Right. I see. So you ready to introduce and bring our guests back in?
Let's bring them back because
let's make sure he didn't run off. Let's get him out the back room.
As much information as we can. There he is. He stayed. Thank you.
Okay, good. So we want to talk about the repercussions of not planning for your future. What are the financial repercussions?
Ooh. Oh my God! What segment do you want me to start with? My God, let's start with retirement. Let's start there. Let's start with retirement.
Okay.
What happens when you don't save for retirement? What do you have to depend on? Social Security. Ooh. And that's only if you worked. You know, so that's one repercussion. You know, that's why you see a lot of people working many years past probably where they wanted to work because nobody taught them about investing and 401k matches and Roth IRAs and things of that nature. So that's one repercussion, not being able to hit the goal of retiring when you want. Another one. How many times? I mean, I know I've had 3 kids. We put them all through college. But what about that kid that got a great ACT score, great SAT score, but really grades weren't good enough to get a full ride. Right. But they wanted to go to Spelman. They wanted to go to Stanford or a school like that. But because their parents didn't have $15,000 or didn't have good credit or didn't have enough to get them started, they had to settle to go to maybe a junior college or maybe even not go to school at all. Right. And so that's a repercussion of not saving for college. And then lastly, we just got through talking about the life insurance. How many times have we seen GoFundMe's or Pass the Hats or I had a situation recently where the loved one stayed in the morgue for 3 months because the people didn't have enough money to be able to bury them or even cremate them properly.
Wow.
So there's so many repercussions, Andre, for not getting this information. I could go on and on.
Yeah. So I'm glad you gave us some insight on that. But I think the more important question is, how can someone get started now? Because a lot of things go through your head. Well, I got this bill, I got that bill, I got to take care of this, and they're just kind of like maybe afraid. It's a fear factor.
Okay.
It's also a fear factor. So how can someone, just get started right now planning for their financial future? Because you've laid it out. We know how important it is. So how can someone get started?
So one of the things that we offer as a company is we offer something called a financial needs analysis, right? We don't charge. It's completely free. So I'm glad I'm working for a company that allows us to give this for free, because when I worked at Prudential, Ameriprise, and all those other companies, we had to charge. And so we've really taken the barrier down from getting your finance together because it's free. You can't get any cheaper than that. And so what we do is we look at 6 areas of your finances. We start with cash flow, what's coming in, what's going out. We start with debt management, how much credit card debt you have, medical bills. We go to the 3rd step, which is emergency fund. Then we look at proper protection and all the insurances. We look at building wealth, saving for your kids' college, saving for your retirement, whatever. And then lastly, making sure that your beneficiaries, your trusts, your wills, and all that kind of stuff is in place. And so I would say, Melissa, that the first place people need to start is to take advantage of something like that. It doesn't cost. If nothing else, you're going to find out where your holes in the boats are, proverbial holes in the boats are, and then we can take baby steps. The other thing is, I would say, have some goals, have some things that you want to accomplish. We just brought on a new business partner the other day, and he owns a very large heating and ventilation and air conditioning company. And we were sitting talking. He just shared with me. He's like, man, I'm just tired of doing that. I want to do something that's going to make a difference. I want to do something that's residual, and teaching financial literacy is one of the best ways I see. And so you just got to take action. That's all. You can't see it, but I got a picture in my office, and it says you always miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I want to back up a little bit. We was talking about the lady that you had put a post up that had got approved for what was it, term life insurance? Term life
correct.
insurance.
Term and index universal life. Yes.
Now, what are was there any certain qualifications for the life insurance? Far as you had to be healthy, you can have no ailments, anything like that. Well, any certain requirements that you have to have.
So in the world of insurance, pretty much everything is based on your age, your health, and your lifestyle.
Okay.
Now, it's no secret that if you're young and healthy, you can get these things, But the problem comes in is that people don't want to look at that type of stuff until something has happened.
Yeah.
And then that's when the problem becomes you've gone to the doctor, you've gotten the diagnosis. Now you want to call and get some insurance. Well,
right.
There's some issues with that. So, but this particular girl, she was healthy. She was actually pregnant. I think I shared that she was pregnant.
Yeah, you mentioned she was pregnant.
Right, she was pregnant, but otherwise healthy, and we were able to get her, and along with her fiance, we were able to get him covered, as well, and it was because that they were young, and healthier, but by no means do I want your listeners to think that if I've had some problems, can I still get insurance? Absolutely, you can.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's a great point because people do tend to be reactive
versus
as
proactive.
opposed to proactive. That is so true. So when you talk about your financial needs, is it a financial needs analysis?
Exactly.
Kind of dig through. So what would like a person be expected to bring to the table when you do the analysis?
Good question. I probably got about 6 of them set up for next week. So here's what I tell people: have a good working knowledge of what you bring home every month, not what you make, but what you bring home. And so I typically ask them to bring check stubs. I want to have an idea that what's coming in and what's going out. So I have them, kind of have an idea of what your expenses are. And I want you to be really, really, really honest with yourself. I want to know if you got habits. I want to know, what you're spending your money on. Grab your insurance policies, bring those so we can evaluate those. Bring your investment statements, your 401k statements, anything that you want me to take a look at for you, bring those with you. And then bring your goals. What is it that we're trying to accomplish? What do you want me to help you with? I think that would be it.
Okay. All right. Really good.
Yeah. So you had mentioned some events. 6 events. You said next week?
No, I got 6 financial needs analysis that I got.
Oh, yeah, 6 you got to do. Okay. What about any special events coming up for you that you're going to be attending?
Oh my God, I'm doing a church event. It's going to be on live. I do a lot of church events, a lot of social events, but really, I just want to help individuals. I just want, I'm just glad that you guys. I'm glad Melissa and I connected, and I get the opportunity to hang out with you guys in the living room for a second, and spread as much information as we can because people need to know.
Yeah, this is very important. I'm really enjoying it. Just the knowledge that you pouring out tonight. So I can just imagine sitting down with you for about in one of your classes for an hour, 2 hours, hour long. I
think that would be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that. Me and my business partner so we do a 6-week class, and we're gonna get back to doing it. We kind of took a hiatus, but every Saturday we would do a class every Saturday. And it would be on stuff savings for your children and how to start a business. Should you do a LLC or all that kind of stuff? And so hopefully we'll get back to doing that. And then anytime you guys need a speaker or somebody to come in and talk, if it's not me, it's one of my business partners.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know you saw Robbie on. Robbie
Yeah.
is awesome.
Hey, Robbie again. So when I talked to my sister, and I believe she's watching. She said she was gonna watch. I said,
Okay.
do you always ask her, do you have any questions? So one of the questions she said, she was being facetious, of course. She said, I wanna get rich without having to do anything but breathe. And that is a lot of the mentality of kids under age 30 these days. Which,
Woo! Woo!
but
So she don't want to work.
but I think do you talk about how building wealth, it takes, because we see social media, and social media is portraying, oh, I just got it like that. But we don't see,
Right.
like they say, they see your story, but they see your glory, but they don't know your story. They don't know what it took to get to that position. So can you just explain how, financial independence, building wealth and things like that, it's a process?
Yeah, it is a process. Now I will say in this internet
Yeah.
app environment, people are finding ways to make money faster.
Yeah.
But that requires some education, that requires some knowledge, and so I would say, if that's your goal, if your goal is to make $1 million in the next 5 years, let's say that was the goal.
Okay.
What I would encourage you to do is find an industry, find a business that other people have done it, so it can be done, because if one person did it, anybody can do it. Find that hopefully it's something that you're passionate about, and then go all in.
Yeah.
Go all in. I saw something on Facebook the other day. It said, building a business and working many jobs is hard, but so is being broke. Now, which hard do you want?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I'm just blessed that, I found the financial services industry, and it's the amount of money you make is tied to the amount of people you help. You help a lot of people, then you can do very well, in this industry. But that's what I would tell your sister. Trying to get, and that's why get rich quick schemes are so popular, because people are looking for that silver bullet, and sometimes it's out there, but most of the times it's not.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was really good.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to join you guys, your family here, and want to be part of this here, and wanted to be in your position where I'm sure y'all train people and mentor people and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
what would they have to do?
Just reach out to me. Just reach out to me. Give me a call. We're gonna have a little mini interview. I want to learn a little bit about you, what's your background, what you're trying to accomplish. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what we do, and then we'll go from there. I can tell you that every Tuesday night and Saturday morning we do an informational. So we do that every Tuesday at 7 and every Saturday morning at 10, and they can tune in for that informational. We talk about basic financial concepts. We talk about the business, and we talk about, if this is something that you want to pursue, here's how you can reach out to us. So absolutely.
Yeah. And so one of the things I was going to ask you, if someone was, because you said there's opportunity for part-time and full-time, there are part-time and full-time career opportunities. Would they be required to have any licensing, or what's required there?
Yeah. So good question. Good question. So yeah, listen, I tell this to people all the time. You don't want anybody managing your finances or helping you with insurance if they hadn't had some sort of certifications or licenses. And so in order to get compensated in our industry, the state of Illinois, the state of Georgia, the state of Michigan, no matter where you are, those states require that you get a license. And so we take you through that process. Now, here's the deal. In Illinois, it's a 2-day virtual class and a license. That's it. So you literally can start a multi-million-dollar business for under $350, $400.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And we walk you through the entire process from coming on board to getting your licenses to how you get clients. And then you even learn that stuff. So much of the stuff that we are talking about tonight, a lot of people join our business just to get the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to be able to make money is a byproduct of it, because now all you need to do is share that knowledge to other people.
Now I'm gonna ask you another question, and it's based off of what you said, the advice you gave to my sister. So Olivia, if you're listening, this might be an industry you might want to get into. But can you build wealth off of becoming a part-time or full-time financial services advisor?
No question. Absolutely. No. So remember, one of the things that I said was find an industry where you know other people that are doing the same thing.
Yep.
And then that way you know you can do it.
Yes.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
So my direct mentor makes $500,000 a month.
Mm.
And so again, I know everybody got quiet because
right. Everybody changed their careers tonight.
And let me just tell you, I get that reaction all the time. Like, did he say $500,000 a year?
Month, right?
A month. And it's residual.
And it's not drug money.
And it ain't drug money.
Right.
And I ain't gotta dunk a basketball or sing.
Right.
You know, and so absolutely. And again, the income, like Jackie. You know, and here's the thing. Robbie said absolutely. You know, yes. We have soccer moms. We have people part-time making an extra $50,000, $100,000 a year, you know, working probably something like 12 to 15 hours a week.
Wow.
So absolutely. And again, I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I don't have to. The business speaks for itself.
And I love this because you guys are helping people and changing people's lives. And that's just wonderful. So I appreciate everything that you guys do and what you're doing out there to educate individuals on becoming successful, becoming wealthy. And we appreciate individuals like yourself that's out there. So thank you for what you do for our people and even the other people that's out there. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We've got your number right now streaming in the ticker. So if you want to get in contact with Armand, it's 708-957-1800. That's 708-957-1800. And if you want to contact him via email, epicplan4life, the number 4life at yahoo.com. That is a wonderful email name. Epic Plan for Life. That's the number 4life at yahoo.com. So as like we always, did you have a question, Andre?
I think you're gonna ask it. I see it in your eyes.
I do want to say this. Epic stands for education, promote, inspire, and conquer.
Oh, that's educate, promote,
inspire, and
conquer. Oh, I like that. Epic Plan for Life. That is wonderful. So as we ask all our guests this, go ahead, Andre. I'll let you do.
So, I was going to ask them where you see yourself in 5 years, but since James Dentley raised the bar,
I'm going
to ask you where you see yourself in 1,000 years.
Wow. Look, hey, Andre. You know, it's interesting that you say that because we do a goal planning session every year. And I don't know if you ever heard of Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of the habits is begin with the end in mind. And so one of the things that we do every year, now this is going to sound really morbid, but we write our obituary, we write our eulogy. And so if you think, because for a lot of us, well, I mean, if you're a Christian faith, maybe not, but the end is death. And so then the whole goal is that we want to live our lives so that whatever is being read in our eulogy is true. And so I always go back to this poem called The Dash. And I think you guys have all heard it. And the dash is the time that you were born, dash, and the time that you die. And I want my dash to mean something. I want my children, my family to know that I lived on this earth and many people got blessed and helped by it. And so that's what I've always tried to do. Anybody that crossed my paths, I want them to be better off than they met me than they did before. Now I know that's not a number. That's not, I want to be a billionaire,
right,
and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of really what I want my life to sum up to.
That's wonderful.
And the fact that, I've met you guys now, it just enriches my life as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's something about your own obituary. I like that. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And I guess because a lot of people, they don't want to think about or talk about death, but it's a reality.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
And I've taken it a step further. I have two pastors that are on my team. I've told them that if I precede them in death, they're gonna do my eulogy.
Oh wow.
Because I've been to many funerals, and you know how the pastor meets with the family to learn about the loved one.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want somebody doing my eulogy that knows me.
That actually know you.
Yeah.
That actually knows me. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So I hope that answered your question, Andre.
Yeah,
right.
I did.
Do we have any? I know we have about maybe 1 minute. Did anyone have any questions to shoot out? If you want to type your questions in, if we can answer them after the program. Also, Jackie Hughes, thank you for watching. These are her cups. I have a commercial that's going to be shown on her next Sunday. She's doing her thing, but she might be about to switch careers, so we don't know. So
yeah, Jackie said she changing careers.
Tell Jackie, reach out to me.
Reach out to him, Jackie. Any words of wisdom you want to leave our viewers tonight?
Yeah,
you got about 1 minute. Yeah.
You know what? The thing that I would say, Andre and Melissa, is take action. You guys were talking about the stock market and all that kind of stuff, and this is public knowledge. So you guys know that Amazon just had a stock split. And their stock was at $2,900 a share. And they did a 20-to-1 stock split.
Wow.
Now, certainly we weren't in the room when Jeff Bezos created Amazon. We certainly wasn't in the room when Starbucks and Walmart and McDonald's and all those companies were created, but we're here now. And we can make a difference. And so, but nothing happens unless you take action. And so I looked at, and again, this is not a recommendation to buy. Let me make that recommendation, but I looked at Amazon, I looked at all the stuff that they were doing, and the stock prices literally went from $2,900 a share to $122 a share, and so, but listen, nothing happens unless we do something about it.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be that guy sitting on the sidelines going, man, I wish I could have, man, I remember back when,
Yeah.
So we got to take action.
All right, Melissa, you got anything else? We're getting ready to close.
No, this was excellent. Again, I just want to put you back in the ticker column because he put up that phone. Call him. 708-957-1800. 708-957-1800. It's time for a change in your life. This is a seed of opportunity for you to take that challenge right now to change your life and generationally for the better. Whatever fears you have or anything, don't even think about it. Just pick up the phone and call. They can help you from there.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. We greatly appreciate it. Right. And we definitely got to meet up soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lunch on us.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that was great.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was really good. And if you're watching, you're still watching right now. Uh, I know you got something out of it. I know he planted some really good seeds. He gave some great information. Andre, what do you think? Especially about that. What did he say? He talked about indexing, and he talked about annuities, and he talked about life insurance. So you can get all of that in one instance. So yeah, call me.
Yeah, that was great information. Yeah, my soul was blessed tonight with that.
Yeah, you ready to write your eulogy? We're gonna write our eulogy together.
Yeah, I'm gonna write my eulogy and make sure make sure if I die before you, don't have all these 20 people coming up talking about how great I was.
Well, I do want you to do that for me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know how everybody get up and want to speak for 2 minutes? No, I don't need all that. And make sure they don't have them shirts with my face on it either. I don't want none of that.
See, you ruining the party.
I don't want none of that.
I get
quick
it.
and sweet.
Yeah.
All right, we thank everybody for tuning in. So as always, as we get ready to close out, we thank God for his unmerited, undeserved favor called grace. For grace is the total absence of any works. You can't work for grace, you can't buy grace, you can't sell it. It is simply what God has given to each and every one of us because we believe Christ died for our sins. He was buried, and he rose again the third day for our justification. On behalf of myself, my lovely wife Melissa, and Contemporary Living,
be brilliant, be you, be blessed.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.